My boot just over here, Giles. I'm already a few down, But hopefully everybody shows your prime. Can we see your prime times or any form of drink to toast? Because we're going to be toasting a lot. So this is your 1 minute warning. If you don't have a drink, alcoholic or non is boo, but if you want non-alcoholic, that's fine. If you don't have a drink, ladies and gents, then please let's make sure you have some form of vessel with liquid in near you so you can toast when we ask everyone to toast. There's your 1 minute warning.
Try to hide the pain you put me through. I tell myself it's fine, another one night stand will do. I'm turning out the lights, so it's dark inside my room. And then I close my eyes, pretending that it's you. I wish my memory was deleted. My heart's in 100 pieces. In my head I hear you screaming. It wakes me while I'm sleeping. Now I'm laying in bed without you, and I can't stop dreaming about you. Wanna close my eyes and watch us drift away. Yeah. I let go every time I hear those voices in my head.
Right, so let's have a test run. If I say mudders, raise a glass. Cheers. There we go. They listen. They're actually listening, Giles. That's pretty good going, right?
Unlike most of last night, yeah.
Unlike most of last night. But anyway, let bygones be bygones.
Welcome to the world's toughest mudder 2025 brunch here in Belvoir Castle.
Got a bit louder than that. Let's welcome to World's Toughest Mudder Brunch 2025 here in Belvoir Castle. Can we have a... Oh, there we go.
That's why we keep you around that. Got to bring the energy up. We don't let them talk too much or we won't be finished by 1 o'clock. We know you're here for the brunch video. So let's get straight into that. And then we'll get on with the fun stuff. So, people who are working the slides, like magic.
It's electric. It's this energy that kind of flows through everyone. It's electric. It's this energy that kind of flows through everyone.
Being here in the UK is absolutely amazing. Being here in the UK is absolutely amazing.
I just woke up this morning and I got dressed up and they said, hey, go do something stupid.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm getting ready to run 24 hours.
Everyone's going to help each other, everyone's going to push each other on.
The heat was pretty rough.
I'm feeling better and better now that it's cooled down a little.
I'm excited actually for the night.
I think the night is gonna just bring the good out in me.
So I really want to do at least one lap in the dark.
Don't go to sleep.
This is the best 24 hours of the year for me. This is where all my people are.
I can't wait for the sun to come out. To see that sun rise, take this wetsuit off and wear some human clothes.
Yeah, there's going to be winners, but every single person that starts is going to be a winner.
It really is the most remarkable, exclusive sporting event. It's just so special.
I don't know about you, ladies and gents, but actually this was the first time I've just watched it with you all. And it's not often that I am speechless. Wow, you all left it out there, guys. You went hard for 24 hours and you created something utterly magical. For a few of you from the UK know, I'm just going to really quickly, but this was my first World's Toughest Mudder experience, and doing it as a race director. And for a lot of the UK team as well, it was their first experience. And being able to share in what we, and that's all of us in this magnificent white tent, created is remarkable. So before we carry on and dive in, let's just give yourselves one more round of applause.
There are a handful of additional thank yous I think I'd really like to do before we move on. And the first one, as we are celebrating you all, is to the teams on the ground who are helping you. Where was Keith, who spent a large portion of his time at the walls overnight? Stand up if you're here, Keith. Andy and Rock and Doug, who are at Matterhorn. Jim and Brett, who are on the top of Everest. And each of you who were racing but stopped to spend some of your race helping them out and helping your fellow mudders out over the evening. Massive shout out to you as well. I also want to give a shout out, whether you want to toast them or not is another thing, but to Matt and Kate as the race directors.
Guys, Kate actually did all the work. Definitely not me. Kate did all the work. And then on that note, there are a couple of other people from behind the scenes that you don't see. A load of you come to us and tell Giles and I so often, just like you give us your feedback, good or bad, or we're often seen as the faces, but it takes a real, just like it does, to do our events, a team. It takes a team to put on a Tough Mudder, especially a World's Toughest. And firstly, a couple of individuals particularly that I've got to shout out, and one who it was her birthday this weekend, and she's come all the way up as well to join us today, but she was a real engine room when it came to a lot of the creative and the ideation and the innovation that you see, and that's Karen from our team. The next person, particularly, I would just really want to shout out, is Kate and I were at the honour and the privilege of being your race directors, taking you through the rules and guiding us all through the 24 hours. But a person who is pulling the strings and actually making it happen is our very own our event director and our operations manager here in the UK is Mr. Kerry Nash. And I could say a few others throughout. We had, joining us in Night Ops, we had Katelyn Jones here, who helped us through the course and guide you guys in the middle of the night. We had our very own Tom Bennett at the back, who obviously got you guys checked in and is a stalwart with helping on the mudder services. I could keep going, We had amazing, I don't know about you, but how amazing is the creative and the videos and everything that we're putting out. And that's testament to our incredible marketing team, who are helmed by Iris, M, Nat, and team. And I could go on, but it's just Team UK, right? And so just please join me in giving every single one of TMHQ in the UK the biggest cheer you have ever done, because we couldn't do it without them.
And while we're cheering, another group of people I'd just like to stand up and take a moment, the real unsung heroes across this. None of our events happen without volunteers, and we are so lucky in the UK with the generosity and the time and the energy that these volunteers bring over and over and over again. If you were here volunteering during the build, during the check-in, over the weekend, today, please stand up so we can thank you all.
Feels like we should get into what we're here for.
Or do a Mudderopoly draw.
Or do a Mudderopoly draw. Bang on the money. Roll up. Here we go. Who is Giles? I think you're going to do the honor and maybe do the draw at the same time.
All right, Mudder Nation. As advertised, we're going to do the drawing for the Mudderopoly game. Toughest game on the planet. Giles, if you can. What's the number and the name?
286311. Kevin Calder.
Kev there, just recreating his final lap of World's Toughest Mudder for the finishing line. Look at that. What a prize. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mudderopoly. Let's have a big round of applause again.
The slides changed to keep us on track. Oh, can't tell. Are we being heckled from the back, or people just excited Kevin's returned? Look, it's always, it was a big thing for us to move WTM out of the US into the UK. Are they going to mess it up? Are people going to come? Can we trust the UK team with it? But people came. We had people from 23 countries, which was super cool.
Oh, Charles. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we had a parrot as well. We had Parrot Bubbles, who apparently did an active lap.
We had a little over 1,500 mudders sign up. That includes the pit crew. If you're wondering where they were, it wasn't just everybody decided it was too hot. But that's brilliant as well. We need to continue to grow this event so we can continue to invest in it and so that we can share what it is. So that's brilliant.
Funny fact about 1,500 mudders is we also had 1,501, or 1,551, I should say, mudders, who came to Race Centre, Giles, to ask us as to what time they had to finish to be counted as a world's toughest mudder. So for any of those who have yet to actually get the message, it was after 9 o'clock.
30,720 miles run. That's 30,720 official miles. I heard a couple people put a couple of unofficial miles in as well. Good on you guys.
Oh, don't forget about Millie, the robot, Giles. Millie, the robot, who marked out your pits perfectly, mind you. They were 3x3, ladies and gentlemen, for the doubters amongst you. Millie also covered just over 6 miles.
So like a third of a lap then. And 6,144 laps you put under your belt. Some sweaty laps, some challenging laps. Another drink to you all.
Cheers to that. When we say cheers to that, it's everybody raise a glass and cheers. There we go. There we go.
I feel like there's going to be more slight. Oh,
well, we're straight into it.
As if by magic, right?
So age group winners, and we had an absolutely phenomenal battles and duels, and who was going to take the coveted crown this year. And we had it across the board, from our youngest mudders through to some of our wisest mudders. There you go. We're all PC here, and essentially we've got an absolute privilege. But where it really hottened up across the board was in 2 places. It was when the sun started to go down and so many of you battled with the heat change. It was fascinating to watch. And then, of course, it was the fact that the sun came up so early. And everybody was just like, oh my God, it's like that middle of the night, the lights come on at the disco. I'm old, so I can say disco. And it's like home time. I'm like, do I really look, or do they really look like that? And that's what you guys will think of yourselves, and of course the course. About 4 a.m. is when the sun came up and it went through. But anyway, we watched some fantastic feats unfold, and we are really, really excited to be taking you guys through and sharing and championing our age group winners of 2025. So, without further ado.
Oh. Awkward. Rewind. Pretend no one saw that. I've been told more further ado. So on top of the opportunity to climb onto a large podium with not weary legs, we're also providing some partner product. This is endemic category stuff. So the winners are going to be getting a pair of Shock headphones, which makes sense. We've got boxes of grenade bars for the second place, which makes sense. And then the most endemic category of the lot, we have laundry detergent for all those dirty clothes for our third place mudders, courtesy of our partners. Speaking of, Matt got home last night, and instead of going to bed like a sensible person, he went and washed the clothes that he didn't need to wear today. They were just dirty, so he could take them home clean to his wife. We've got some detergent for you as well, Matt.
Happy wife, happy life. Right, so now, without further ado, here we go. We're into our youngest category of the day, which is our 18 to 24 category. So in third place, we had Aislinn Edwards with a cracking 35 miles. Aislinn, if you're here, head on up. This is going to be the awkward time where they're all either back at school or university. Anyway, second place, we had Alicia Taylor with 50 miles. Here we go. GC, they're here. And last but not least, taking home the Shock headphones with a whopping 70 miles was Victoria Frunk. Ladies and gents, your women's winners of 18 to 24 category. Thank you very much. Well done to you both. Okay. So we're now on to our male winners. In third place with 65, it was close, with between 10 miles between all three, but third place was Algeron Fuchs with 65 miles. In second place in 70 miles, and pipping them with that one extra hot lap was Harvey Mitchell Divers with 75 miles. Come up, gents. Sounds like we have a few Scots in the room. Gents, your male winners age 18 to 24. Going into our next hotly fought out category, our female age 25 to 29. Representing the USA, we had Abby Pears with 55 miles. Representing the USA in second place, we had Mary Jane Osuji. And coming in first from Poland with a whopping 80 miles was Claudia Subalata. Some incredible mileage put down by these ladies in a 24-hour period. So let's hear for one more time your female 25 to 29 podium. Thank you very much, ladies. Welcoming then onto the podium next, of course, is our male winners in the same category. In third place, representing GBR, is Edward Scott, 65 miles. In second place, same for the GBR, Zach Liveridge, 75 miles. And putting down an incredible achievement with 90 miles from Poland, Daniel Miska. Our partnership team have told everybody that we're meant to be getting people with the photos of their awards with them. So to keep Grenade and Shocks and all the like happy. So Giles, there is your cue. All about product placement. If you didn't realize tonight, you're drinking Primetime Lager, which is lager but better. Right, male winners aged 25 to 39. Let's give one last round of applause. Okay, now next category up, things really start to hot up here, was our women's winners from age 30 to 34. Again, incredibly close, and it was just time that split the three of these ladies as they battled it out all day and night long. So from Germany, Nadine Wendt with 80 miles in third place. In second place, from the USA, Kelly Glynn. And taking the crown was Nicole Cosillo with 80 miles. There we go, incredible. And this was a fantastic battle that we watched unfold overnight. So really, really, really well done. Let's have one last round of applause. Into the middle, into the middle. Goes. Nadine, into the middle. There we go. Cue the product. Giles had one job. He's had one job, ladies and gents. He said, I'll be on handing out the product, but he's little TBC. Right, on to the male winners. It was equally as challenging. Incredible. And this really started to unfold in the early hours of the morning. They were neck and neck for give or take the first 18 or so hours. But in third place from the UK, Craig Derbyshire, 80 miles. In second place from the Netherlands, Patrick Kelleter, and bringing it home the gold for Team USA in first place with 95 miles, Mike Schobel. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of the 30 to 34 category, Mike Strobel there. Right, we keep it going. We keep it going. Anticipation building. Our female 35 to 39 podium is as follows. From Team Canada with 75 miles, Morgan McKay. In second place, from the USA with 75 miles, but just pipping with the time, Morgan, was Mindy Archer. And bringing home that gold yet again from Team USA with 80 miles, Heather Bode. And for anybody for an interesting fact that wants to know is Heather never stops smiling. Always smiling is Heather. Even after 24 hours. And Mindy started without luggage. That is true too. Right, get in those products. Get in those products. There we go. Get those. Keep the cameras out. Right, our female 35 to 39 women's podium. On to the men. And this was equally as interesting, fascinating to watch out. But it was a moment in the early evening that really set then the kind of the team apart. And even when some of these individuals came up to me and said, I'm not sure, I was like, you guys, it's hottening up, so you got to keep going. But anyway, it's a UK Team GBR clean sweep, but in third place with 85 miles, Mike the Machine. There he goes. Me and Mike shared a fascinating conversation during the night. With 85 miles in second place was Leo Brimcombe. How on earth is Leo still running like that? I've got no idea. And taking the first prize, straight out of hailing from Scotland, of course, it's Grant Thompson with 100 miles. Absolutely sensational. Our first 100 miles and more to come. Let's hear it. Let's go world on male 35 to 39. Mike definitely thinking I'm going to use that laundry detergent tonight. Right. Keeping things as we go. We're on to our 40 to 44 age category. And again, really, really interesting between third and second place here, especially. But for our female podium, in third place from the USA with a whopping 70 miles was Megan Menges. In second place, again, it was time that put them, Meredith Todd. And in first place, who found a little gear in the morning to take her to 75, from the UK, Louise Markham. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when we talked about duels and battles through the day and night, this is what we're talking about. 5 miles. That's all that was between these ladies. I'm enjoying watching Giles frantically walk and run about right now. Women's winners, age 40 to 44. Let's give them one last round of applause. Well done, ladies. Absolutely incredible. So on to the male winners then, and we have a Team GBR clean sweep again, but this was also incredibly tight between third and second. In third place was, with 80 miles, was Oliver Harvey Valander. In second place with that same distance, but just pipping ahead of Oliver, was Dan Stevens. But taking the gold, and this man was a machine with 90 miles, Gary Andrews. Oh, Giles is going away. Wait there a minute, guys. Somebody Q product.
Oh, Q product. Dan can't join us at the moment because he is currently in hospital, but that shows how hard he worked for it. But otherwise, would have loved to be here. So just our thoughts to Dan.
Ladies and gents, your men's 40 to 44 podium. Okay. We drive straight onwards to the 45 to 49 category. Our women's winners. And again, just awesome racing between these athletes. A couple of them were definitely being caught out by some of the additional elevation that they encountered in the night. But nevertheless, phenomenal posting between the 50 and 60 mile mark. So in third place with 50 miles was Tracy Sullivan. In second place was Victoria Reynolds with 60 miles. And taking home that gold, again hailing from Sponny, Scotland, Sancha Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, your female winners, age 45 to 49. Absolutely love it. I wonder if we've got any more Scots on the podium this weekend. Right, next up, we have our male winners of the same category. There we go. Again, time was all that split these three, and it really wasn't much at all. And genuinely, looking at tactics and plan throughout the night was fascinating again, watching these three. So in 85 miles across the board, our 45 to 49 category, in third place was Kevin Dent. Coming straight out of Mexico, Chris Garcia in second. And taking gold, first place, Paul Wood. This was something to watch. And watching Paul again, Paul coming in, I remember chatting to him as he was going through, and I think it was on mile 50. And he was so convinced. He would go, I don't have time. I've got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going. I was like, keep going, Paul. You got this. Awesome racing from these guys. Awkward. We've got our product cue. Giles, you've really got to get better. Remember, Giles is the intern this weekend, so let's be gentle. So one last time, your male 45 to 49 winners. So we go straight on to our women's 50 to 54. And before we call these individuals up, there is a special shout out to somebody from our adaptive category who would otherwise be in this age group as well, who did a whopping 50 miles, and that is Clara Norman. Let's give a round of applause to Clara. But straight onto the podium. And what we have here in third place, we have Lisa O with 35 miles. In second place with 50 miles, we have Natasha Dynan. And in first place, pipping them with 55, Joanne Wilson. Well done, ladies. Our 50 to 54 category, and what a race it was. There we go. We've forgotten it again. We won't let you back up. Just before we head on to the next category, it feels like we just take a quick minute's break. And this is obviously to again say, sponsored by Primetime, who bring you this. It's clean, it's crisp, it's refreshing. And there's no better way to say cheers and have a sip.
Why are you drinking my prime time, though?
Oh, I knew he was going to say something. I don't even see your prime time.
That is my prime time.
Never mind. Right, now we're feeling refreshed. Let's carry on. Our male winners, aged 50 to 54. In third place, absolute machine all these three were, but in third place is Andrew Cook, 75 miles. Cookie there with a few standing ovations, really taking his time, lapping it in like he did. Fantastic. Continuing with second place, same 75 miles, Darren Brody. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. It's the same name, but a different person. 75 miles with first place, with only in time that split them forward. Ladies and gents, your male 50 to 54 podium. Okay, moving on. We have our 50 to 55 to 59 female category. And again, some phenomenal achievements across the board here. In third place, racking up 30 miles, was Gillian Parker. In second place, with 40 miles, was Wendy Stibbold. And coming home with 55 miles, ladies and gentlemen, was Maxine Johnson. Let's have one final round of applause. Our female 55 to 59 podium. Fantastic. Okay, so on to the male category. Again, this was really, really good to watch unfold for third and second. And some real stubbornness. I don't know if it comes with this age category, some real stubbornness on show. But in third place, 65 miles, Chris James. Second place, with also 65 miles and time splitting them, Alan Moore. And hailing from the USA to retain his crown for the fourth year in a row, John Castle. And did you know John is also jetting off with us all to Morzine next weekend for Spartan? Cue the product. It's really not getting the MO, is he? Ladies and gents, your male 55 to 59 winners. So this is also all about, thank you, John, that's great. This is also, we just want to have a moment to recognise special achievements or accomplishments. And actually, we said to Alan, Alan had a very special message that he wanted to share today. So Alan, over to you, my good sir.
Cheers, Matt. Cheers, Giles. As people know me, know that I met a woman 2 years ago now. Changed my life. I've asked her to marry me several times and she said no. She said to me before I started yesterday, if I podium, she'd win. Oh, sorry, podium, she'd marry me, sorry. So all through night I carried on. I was in sixth place at midnight. I just kept pushing. Eventually, Race came back to me. I podiumed. So, Paula. Come on. I'll go down one leaf here. So, will you marry me? Let's hope that Betty accepts me now.
She said yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause again! Absolutely love it. And there's only one thing we can do when we're celebrating. Grab for that prime time. Cheers! Oh, God. It works for every occasion.
Alan, we've got a wedding marquee that'll be ready for you cheap this time next year if you're interested.
Good thinking, Giles. Forever on the budget. Forever on the budget. Right. We come to our final category, which is our 60 plus. The people which know through life experience what it takes to go for 24 hours. And this was a whopper of 50 miles in first place. Let's have a big round of applause for Jan Cooper. Jan, the winner of a fantastic pair of Shocks headphones. They don't fall out when you run. They come in a variety of colours, and they're available from your nearest stockist, or go to shocks.com. And last but not least, our male 60 and over category. And again, some phenomenal mileage from these gentlemen. In second place, third place with 50 miles was Malcolm O'Neill. In second place, also with 50 miles, and just with a few minutes shaving ahead, was Kevin Bassett. And with from Team USA, who just seemed to find a gear overnight, was Desmond McMahon. Really, really well done, Malcolm O'Neill. That's fantastic. That's our male 60 and over podium. And that concludes our age group award. So let's have one final big round of applause for all of our age group winners over the last 24 hours who pushed themselves and battered themselves, and we're recognizing on this amazing podium. GC, over to you.
2025 Holy Grail champions. Obviously, one of the challenges of putting WTM in the middle of the year is we've not actually finished 2025. But what we can do, if we magic to the next slide, is show you how people are getting on. We've obviously added some mileage to the tallies. So this is the current standing. Look at some of those mileages. I had to write myself a list because I wasn't going to remember. But we still have opportunities to run in the UK for the UK team. We've got Infinity back here next week and then in Yorkshire. We've got Chicago and Nashville in the US for Infinities and then a toughest in Colorado. So we are tracking to see some pretty big mileage from a fairly phenomenal group of people. So keep that up. And Karen, who's hiding there, is responsible for those awesome jackets that we gave to Mindy and Gary on Friday, and we're looking forward to giving another round out at WTM next year.
So this takes us on, obviously, to the Community Awards, which are nominated by, guess what? Those in the community. Before we start our community awards, we're going rogue, actually. And we are going to recognize, just before we start the rest of the formal ones, an Unsung Hero award. And our very own incredible UK MC, Bobby, is going to do this for us.
Mudders. Believe it or not, Mudders, I do own my own clothes, as you can see me in today. I said I wasn't going to do any hyping today. And we're definitely not getting creepy and sexy today, but for one more time. Mudders, give me a hell yeah! Mudders, give me a hell yeah! Love it. Love it. Now, I had something on, which was the first piece of your puzzle for World's Toughest Mudder. We put this on at the Scottish event, and it then set off a whole chain of clues and pieces for you guys to put together and understand what's going on for this weekend. And I've got that T-shirt here with me today, and I brought it with me because whilst it will be nice in my wardrobe or on my wall, I think actually it's a bit more fitting that we give it to one of you people that put in so many hours of training, so many hours of effort, so many hours of hurt and crying. And it was a really difficult thing to really decide who. There are so many amazing UK volunteers, worldwide volunteers, staff members, runners, but there's one person in particular that sprung to mind immediately this morning when we were finalising who we were going to choose. And he didn't get the chance to run World's Toughest Mudder. He's been at almost every Tough Mudder in the last few years that I can remember, and he is one of the smiliest people. He is one of the most humble people, and he is such an advocate not just for Tough Mudder, but for obstacle course running around the world. So, Will, come up. Now, Will, hold the other end of that T-shirt. Now, what it says is this is your own little piece of the event, and I've signed it for you there as well. And Will, like I say, I felt awful that you didn't get to do the entire event as a participant, but you did an incredible job on the other end of the camera, which was new for you in this event. So one more time, let's make some noise for Will. Check everyone! And I've got one more request. I don't often get to do this because you all bugger off as soon as I speak to you. Let's have a group selfie. Come on, mudders. On the count of 5, make as much noise, jump around, put your hands in the air as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your unsung hero and gifted, of course, Will Chong, and gifted by Bobby. So the theme that we have tonight is, again, similarly we've just kicked off with our unsung hero, which was a surprise for today, is the community. The community is what underpins Tough Mudder, and it's why the feeling of warmth that you are sitting here basking in right now is what it is. And it's not necessarily the heat and the fact that we've not opened all the sites. It is you. It is you all, and it is the feats and the amazingness that you will give not only to one another, but to also our other mudders and the brand and the sport of OCR. And it is why we are so privileged at TMHQ to be able to do what we do. But it's also why these awards are just as important as any other award during today's brunch. And it feels wrong, it feels disingenuous for TMHQ, myself or Giles, as much as we value and see and understand every single person that was nominated and can champion everybody. It feels wrong that it's us who do these awards. So we have picked out individuals from those who provided responses to all the nominations to come and tell their story as to why the recipient and the winner is that person and that winner today. So we're going to start. I'm going to introduce, we're going to talk about Camaraderie, our Camaraderie Award. And we're going to bring up Charlie Parvin, who's going to tell us a bit about the recipient of this year's award. Yes, Charlie, you have to stand up there. Look at that, one final obstacle.
So you're going to have to bear with me because I don't know if I mentioned, guys, but I was in a coma last year and my voice doesn't really work. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And this is my nomination. This is dedicated to someone with truly a heart of gold who is such a gentleman. He has the patience of a saint too, especially getting people like me over obstacles. Side note, I'm normally complaining at that point. He's a seasoned MVP who's often found on Infodesk and regularly pitches in to help, even if he's not signed up. He's the first to reach a hand out, whether it's for a high five or to pull you out of the aisle. Truly an epic human who I lovingly call my brown boyfriend, Hafiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amir Hafiz, the Camaraderie Award. Amir, stay up there. Stay up there. The great thing about when you win an award, Amir, oh, you're not going anywhere, stay there. The great thing about when you win an award is just really quickly, Amir, you obviously won today, and your fellow mudders have recognized you for camaraderie. And what would you say after today, and why you believe in this group and every other thousands of mudders from Mudder Nation across the world?
Putting me on the spot here, but it really, really, really is the community. Like, what brings me here is making sure people can get over obstacles, get checked in, get helped out anywhere they need help, whether it's mentally or physically. And the highlight of my time here is bringing a new person onto this experience, and that's what I love to do. Whether it's a volunteer or a runner or an ambassador or whatever it may be, it's getting people to see what we have here as a community. And yeah, this really, really something special.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amir! Oh, Amir didn't realise that, but he definitely just left me hanging. That's fine. Right, we're going on to our next award today, which is the Accomplishment Award. And the accomplishment is in every sense of the word, in terms of through the sport, through pushing oneself, through representing and being one of Mudder Nation, and for ultimately bleeding orange. And this person is going to be talked about by our very own Scottish man who's come and won already with a Monopoly game tonight. That's Kevin. Come back up here and tell us about our accomplishment winner.
Thank you. Then you go up there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Kevin also having done 40 miles, so again, another obstacle that we put in place.
Thank you. Being asked to do this kind of put me on the spot earlier on when Giles came up and spoke to me. I don't know if we've got any translation for anybody that can't understand what I'm saying, but it is an honour for this guy. I mean, he spent pretty much 18, 19, nearly 20 hours at the bottom of Mudderhorn over the weekend. I'm going to read a few words that we said about this guy. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend, even before the weekend. This was what was said, sent in. Becoming 100 times Mudder and earning the first 100 Mudder volunteer patches and 100 times Mudder. It's an incredible accomplishment. A testament to relentless dedication, hard work and heart, but achieving both, that's something that's truly extraordinary. Andy stands proudly as Tough Mudder's first ever 100, double 100. A milestone that only a few can dream of. Andy Weir.
Oh, before Andy goes, Andy, Giles is going to pass back the microphone very quickly. And Andy, what does it feel? You've been recognised for the Accomplishment Award. You embody what it means to be a Mudder and to bleed orange. And we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. This course has beaten me so many times. So the only way that I could beat this course was by helping every one of you to beat it. And I'm hoping that's what I did.
Yeah, huge congrats to Andy. There are an awful lot of people in the world who have accomplished truly amazing things, right? But the accomplishment in itself is obviously something remarkable. But Andy's character, the attitude, the positivity he brings on top of that accomplishment is one of the things that makes him so special and such a pleasure to have on our event sites over and over and over again. Last cheer for Andy as he heads back down. So Matt started by saying, you know, we wanted the community awards to be presented by members of the community, and we do. But every now and then, I get to abuse my authority, and I insisted I did this one myself. I've known this gentleman for some time, and again, as somebody who's won the Grit Award, you know, he's overcome personal challenges, in this instance, a broken leg. He's been told he's not going to run again, and he's stepped up and he's run. But it's not that in itself, right? Again, to demonstrate grit, you know, a lot of people can do it, but to demonstrate grit with a positivity, with energy left over to give to other people, with a hug always available that is sincere and moving on occasion, every occasion, is something else. So where's Cookie hiding? Cookie. Cookie, up you come. It turns out I was saying nice things about Cookie and he wasn't listening. Well, a surprise for you. You're about to be this year's winner of the Grit Award. And I wanted to give it to you myself, not least because I wanted another hug. So up you come. Cookie, there are people who just touch the community. And you were one of those people, Cookie.
There you go. You're gonna set this up. I weren't listening. I'm sorry.
So this one time, long ago, there was this dude, and he hurt himself. How did you hurt yourself? You fell off a ladder. Why did you fall off a ladder? Why did you fall off? He fell off a ladder, and then there was going to be no more running. But there was running. I remember a couple of years ago at Worlds, you were like, I'm not supposed to be running, but I want to do one more. Don't tell anybody. And here you are. How did you do this weekend? That's a lot of running, Cookie. That's a lot of running. But again, you know, I think the real core here, overcoming challenges is one thing, right? But it's not that that's touched the hearts of all these people who are cheering for you. So thank you for the positivity and the energy that you bring to TM week in and week out.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a glass, a prime time or whatever you've got in front of you for all of our community winners and also for Andrew Cook, our Grit Award.
Would you like to say something? If he comes up and speaks next year, we'll give him another award. I've been sent to this side, which means I've got to do fetch and carry again.
So we are on to our Team Champions Awards. And Mudders, we recognise so often the incredible individual feats of people, but we all know firsthand what happens, the magic that happens when you put people together and you act as a team. And it's something that Giles and I really want to build upon. We really want to build upon the team movement and motion because, as I said, it is what underpins some of the most craziest and incredible moments out on our courses across the world. And so this time is our team champions. And for a team, ladies and gentlemen, it was anybody obviously more than two people together. And exactly the same challenges you all for how many miles collectively they could do and support and how many miles they could lay down in that 24-hour period. And it doesn't matter if you were a team of 2, a team of 3, or a team of 10. You are all together and classified in our team groups. So, gives me great pleasure to announce in third place with 115 miles, Mudders Without Borders, Sven, Jan and Matthew. And in second place, the drum roll please, we have the tacticians, Tommy, Peter, Glenn and Callum with 120 miles. And in first place, just the two of them, Jan and Thomas, Team Triple X, also with 120 miles. Let's have a huge round of applause for our podium, our team challenge podium. Mothers Without Borders, the tacticians, and in first place, Team Triple X. Of course, our champions again, Team Triple X. So we're hoping to grow this category more and more. So if you think any mudders or pit crew that, actually, do you know what, it's my turn, but I'm thinking about doing as a part of a team this, we want to see you on the start line next year. Now, it's our biggies. It's our female champions for World's Toughest Mudder 2025. In third place, with an enormous 85 miles. She left everything out there. She's from Team USA. It's Gillian Eller. And in second place, again with 85 miles, she looked unstoppable, Robin Godser! And it's the moment you've been waiting for, of course, our first place. She came out of nowhere. She stormed the field. 95 miles hailing from South Africa. Our two-time ladies champion, Nikki Kalumba. Please all stand seated or quiet as we listen to the national anthem of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for one last time our female 2025 podium, Gillian, Robin, Nikki. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Absolutely incredible. And these ladies showing us all how it's done. Absolutely breathtaking. And the fight and the electricity and what was happening during that 24-hour period, quite remarkable. Talking about another incredible battle that ensued. Although our winner actually had zero idea, he told me, zero idea what was going on until about the middle of the night, with some shrewd tactics from the pit crew. But was, of course, our male champions and our podium. And we knew this year, with the field that we'd assembled, it could have been, and it was going to be, utterly electric. And the heat took a few early on, and the devils that we played with in the night further impeded the rest. And we were left with 3 incredible podium winners. So in 3rd place, hailing from Canada, Austin AZ 105 miles! And we knew Austin had to jet away, went with Chris back to France, but he's here with us in spirit. In 2nd place, from the USA, Joshua Fiore with 105 miles! The battle between Josh and Austin was quite something. For 1 minute, the greatest thing I'd ever seen was the pit stop. And I believe it was on, I think, mile 15 or 16. You have to forgive me, OCR reporters, you streamed it live. But when Austin came in first, Josh came in a whole 2 minutes later, yet somehow literally just levitated through and came out 9 seconds quicker. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well done, Josh. And then, of course, we have in 1st place, again representing the USA, he was unstoppable for the 110 miles he laid down, Joseph Rocco. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's be either silent, seated, or upstanding as we listen to the national anthem of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 male champions. In 3rd, Austin. In 2nd, Josh. In 1st, Joseph.
Obviously, completing WTM is a challenge in itself. Certainly winning in your age group, podiuming is a challenge, but breaking 100 miles is that challenge, and we have a couple of those people here today. We've historically given out an orange vest, an orange jacket, that 100-mile club. We continue to do that. We've made a couple of small additions to the jacket to make them marginally more British as WTM moves in this direction. So those people who crossed 100 miles this weekend, please stand up. Make your way to the front whilst we have an awkward sizing moment, if everyone else can talk amongst themselves.
Love a filler. Slim fit we went for this year. Slim or fitting fit. Let's see. The finest Mississippi wool is what we requested. It's something in TMHQ where we always think about how hard we can make it. And whilst we want to celebrate 100 miles, it is also something, the devil inside of us, that wants to make sure it is as hard as possible to get there. And these guys this year, they had us panicked. They certainly had us panicked for a period of time. That was for sure.
So panicked, we added a bit of elevation. But put your hands together for these three unbelievable gentlemen who put 100 miles or more down on this extremely challenging WTM course here in the UK. Talk amongst yourselves whilst Matt takes some photos. Be really quiet so we can rush him.
And he's given up.
Yes, yes. This is the point in the process where we announce the secret, the thing you've all been waiting for. So if you can do your best to act surprised, in 2026, we will be back to Belvoir Castle here in the UK. Honestly, the marketing team had put a brilliant teaser video together and everything. And that live test environment killed them. There was much sadness this morning. But it's okay, because there is another surprise that goes as yet unspoiled. For 2027. What? For 2027, we will be coming back to Belvoir Castle.
They always say, Giles, that the best things comes in three. And here we have it. 25, 26, and 27. World's toughest mudder on UK shores. I'm looking at Matt frantically scribbling because he's not quite realised this and he's trying to get back on live. Look at that.
It's right, you did catch us on that 26 thing though, Matt. A couple of years ago, I talked about wanting to bring WTM to a more permanent home. I talked about wanting to build that out in Florida. Joe and the team in Florida let me down a little bit there. But I think back to those early years in Vegas. And obviously the venue was a really big part of what made that special. But we had another couple of elements as well. We had the audience itself. We had a set of race directors in Eli and Nolan, who were really engaged with the community, who were passionate, who did a brilliant job, and who really knew what they were doing. We had a really experienced Tough Mudder team at the time. That team in the US at the time were out and out the most tenured of the team. And we then had the ability to leverage that experience onto the same venue. You learn so much year one of doing something in a venue. Here, right? Simple things. How hard is the ground? What's it like in hot weather? Which elevation is killing? And we are now in a place where our most tenured and our most talented WTM or TM production team is sitting here in the UK. We are building a future set of race directors in Matt and Kate, who are absolutely brilliant. We have a venue that we have a long relationship with have the ability to really build those iconic elements that you want to come back and challenge yourselves on year and year. So for us, this is absolutely the start of the next phase of kind of our journey with WTM. And as I think about that, the other element that made Vegas and all of the WTMs that we have held to date in the US so special is yourselves and is the community. And we built that community over time. You think about something that feels really endemic, whether that like Matterhorn. I mean, Matterhorn didn't exist for a period of time until it appeared at WTM, but that group certainly didn't exist for a while, right? That's been built. And we didn't build that. You guys built that. So my ask to you as we go through this next phase of WTM's journey is to work with us and to build out, again, that community element, to really embrace the new people in here. You saw at the start shoot yesterday how many people were WTMing for the first time, how many people were tough muttering for the first time. That was a pretty interesting conversation. Hey, your first time? Yes. Done an obstacle course race before? No. Wow, you're in for a treat. And they were blown away. But that institutional knowledge, that feeling of what that community is and can be, just the caliber of the champions that we've had up here and what they give back into the community. We can't do that. We really need you all to do that. And so that's my ask as we go forth from here, knowing that together we're going to be building another legacy for TM, building on the previous legacy, but building forward here at Belvoir Castle that you help us with. I'm hoping that's about where we end, but the people with the clickety-click will tell me we're there. So thank you very much again to all of you. You've been absolutely brilliant. This is my favorite weekend of the year because of you guys. And I'll see you all back here next year. I knew I was going to forget something. Every year I walk off going, I'm finished on the mic, that's good. And somebody grabs me and says, Giles, the community photos. You didn't call people up for community photos. So whoever makes that magic happen, feel free to congregate up the front and get the photographers and others to capture those photos of you.
I've got more last thing. I'll keep that on a seat there. You want that photo of them in their blazers, don't you? There's also a vision, and it takes a vision to be able to find us and drive us. And there is one person who really does have that vision, ladies and gentlemen. And he's been really humble today in sharing and thanking and being part of it. But it also takes our very own Giles Chater to keep us on the here and now. So he doesn't like flying anymore. That's why we're going to the UK. No, I'm jesting. But Giles, thank you. Thank you for the guidance and support. Thank you for everything that you've given our team and the belief. And thank you, obviously, of course, for supporting and nurturing our community.
don't need to walk through. It's not a problem. Or do you want to be Yes.
That's our camera.
Okay.
And Jason's going to tell us when we're live. We're going.
We're going live.
We're going live on the internet.
I've never done that before.
You've never been on the internet?
Not live.
Okay. Facebook Live?
No.
Instagram Live?
No.
Live? Well,
Live.
okay, so you can't swear.
Nope, I won't. Don't worry.
You can't tell me any of those jokes you were telling last night. I wouldn't say that thing you said about your mom. Just stuff like that.
Okay.
And we're good to go.
Perfect.
Katelyn Ritter, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so good.
We are talking after World's Toughest Mudder 2025. Just finished the brunch.
Yes.
First question is, how was your race?
It was so good for 35 miles. I had one lap that was horrible, and I cried most of the lap and when I got to pit. But then a couple of people in the community rallied together, fed me, got me some caffeine, sent me on my way, and then Carolyn Clifford and I did 40 miles together.
Let me start with the thing that we were all talking about going into your. You had a bet with your husband about 40 miles.
I did. So the bet was 35 miles was the sweet spot. No gains, no losses. But I only got 30 miles. We've been married 2.5 years. I have not legally changed my last name to Stefano. If I got 30 miles or less, I was becoming Katelyn Stefano. And if I got anything larger than 40, I was going home to get a puppy.
We were talking. We had a group of us together the night before the race, and I said, "How about this? No matter how you do both."
No.
You wanted to keep it interesting.
Yep.
So 40 miles equals a brand new puppy, and you did
40 miles.
40 miles. Have you already picked out the puppy?
No, not yet.
Have you selected a name?
Nope.
I guess you kind of need to meet the puppy first.
Yeah, I feel like you have to meet them, and then you can name them.
Do you have a breed you're looking for?
I want a golden retriever, but Mike wants a running dog.
Golden retrievers can't.
I don't think they're running.
Think
Maybe
about-
like my pace, 30 miles in, like
Sure.
that kind of running, but not like faster running.
Every dog needs to run a little bit.
That's true. Yeah.
True. That's cool. You said you ran with Karen Clifford the whole time.
I did the whole time on the sprint lap, and then we just stayed together for 40 miles, 22 and a half hours.
That's amazing. She's kind of a legend in the community, like longtime member.
I knew she was like a long-term. This was her 13th World's Toughest Mudder. She's she's done like top 10 before in finishes. I did not realize what kind of legend she was in the community.
Everyone knows her.
Everyone knows her. People were coming up to her all day, all night, saying like, "Hey, Ann, how are you?" Stopping to talk to her. To me, she was just Ann Carolyn Clifford.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you said you had one especially hard lap.
Yes.
What happened?
They redid. This was mile 20 to 25. They redid Pyramid Squeeze, turned it into Pyramid Scheme. I could not get up it. I literally had to J-hook, and like 5 men just like dragged me up the course. That's how I got this.
That's quite a. I don't know if they can see it on camera.
I don't think they can see that on
That
camera.
is a brutal bruise.
Yeah.
That's almost like get it looked at by a doctor, bruise.
Oh, maybe.
Definitely put some ice on it.
Yeah, no, I will.
Yeah, good luck finding the ice here, though.
Yeah. It's so warm everywhere. It's so hot.
And if you're like, oh, I'll take some ice out of my drink, you will not.
No, there is no ice. I asked Mike for cold water at one point. He's like, that doesn't exist here. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so Pyramid Squeeze was redone. And then after that, it was another obstacle that I just kept failing things, and people kept having to help me. And it just like, I know the community like wants to help, but I came in with like, everybody's helping me. I'm slowing down races. I'm slowing down people's mileage goals. Like I was in a really not great place. But I told Mike when I saw him at Mutterhorn, I was like, I need to cry, but then I'm going to like pull it together and get back out there. And I cried, pulled it together, ate some food, and got back out there.
You must be very, I don't know if in tune is the right word, but you know, like, look, I'm going to be fine.
Yep.
I just need to have a little cry.
Yes. And there's no shame in crying. I cried at the finish line. I saw multiple people crying.
I got a little emotional watching
I
you
know,
finish.
that was so sweet.
Yeah, everyone's real proud of you.
Thank you.
You and I met. The reason we first met years ago was because you told me you would never run a Tough Mudder.
Yep.
This was like 7, 8 years ago.
Yep.
And now you're crushing World's Toughest
Here
Mudder.
I am.
40 miles your first time.
First time 40 miles.
It's amazing.
22 and a half hours. I don't know which is like I feel like, oh, I only got 40 miles. You look at people like who got 100 miles, 90 miles. But like, I just feel like for somebody who's never, this was my first ultra event. The longest I've ever run is 17 miles, like 40 miles. I can't believe it.
I guess kind of the natural next question is, what are your plans for next?
I don't know if I have plans, but I will say this morning I woke up and I looked to my husband and I said, you think I could do 50 miles?
It's only 2 more laps.
I know, only 2. That's a lot. That's like 5 more hours.
What time did you finish?
10:30.
10:30 with 40 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably could have walked in one more.
Yes, I didn't realize.
Time-wise, you had
yes, I didn't realize how many obstacles closed at 10 o'clock. So I didn't, like, Lucifer's luggage was closed. That would have saved. By the end of that, I couldn't even. I was dragging the sandbag up the. Like, at first, I was able to like hold it and like go under. By the end of it, I was on my hands and knees, just like tugging. That would have saved me so much time. The hardest part is like blockness. Like if there wasn't someone, would have been stuck there.
Blockness here seems more difficult than blockness in the US.
Yes. And the water is so deep. The water was like chest deep. So
Harder to get over.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of the race?
My favorite part is the finish line count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The finish line?
The finish line. When I finished and I was going up Mudderhorn, Jason, Mike, and Carla were all there taking video. Then when I finished, you were there. Nikki Perry, who was helping me in my pit, was there. It was just like such a celebration of not just like me, but like everybody who pushed me along.
It's I think ideally, you do your training, you do the work, and the day of World's Toughest Mudder, it's always going to be hard, but it's kind of a celebration of the last 6 months of training.
Yes.
And now you have a whole year to get ready for next time.
If I decide to go again, yes.
It's funny how, like, when you're doing it, you're like, I'm never doing this. Like why am I doing this? I'm going to finish this, never doing it again. And literally the next day, you're like, I could do 50.
I was like, I think I want a brown bib. Like, but I don't know. This is not me committing to anything.
I have a brown bib. It took me a long time to earn it. A lot of failed attempts along the way. But I finally got one, and it is hanging in my closet where I can see it literally every day.
I love that.
And it's that's
To
worth
say,
it.
going back to those like dark hours where you're like, oh, I'm never doing this again. When I between 20 and 25 miles, Anne was like, we got to get you that puppy. I'm like, Mike and I don't even want a puppy. I don't even want a dog. And she's like, yes, you do.
I hate dogs. What do you?
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not what I want. I'm like, I just want to be done. And she's like, absolutely not.
What was the worst part of the race for you? The 24 hours.
Worst part.
Or the hardest part?
Probably when we realized Killer Gorilla was open and was replacing Skidmark, and we just did Skidmark.
Oh, brutal.
Yes.
You get them both.
Yeah, and it was funny because at first I'm like, oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. It's all the headlamps going up course, and it's the glow sticks. And Anne's like, Katelyn, that's new. And I was like, wait, no, we did that. That's the elevation. She's like, no, that's next to the elevation we're used to. And I'm like, okay, let's just chug along.
And Carolyn Clifford delivering bad news.
I know.
So what would you say to someone who's maybe they're never going to run 100 miles? You and I, we're never going to run 100 miles.
Nope.
But we can do World's Toughest Mudder, and we can do well at it. What would you say to somebody who's thinking, maybe similar to us, who's thinking about running the race someday?
I think training leading up. If I trained for this, I would not have for miles. But the community, don't be afraid to be out there, ask for help. So many to the walls, and we would just wait. We had people crossing the street, like, hey, can you help us? And like Anne and I were sturdier women. We got men over obstacles. Men got us. Like, it was just, you have to ask for help. People are willing to help you, and they want to help you.
It's baked into the event, the teamwork and camaraderie. It is a race. There's people racing.
Yes.
Everyone's trying to get the most miles, but the teamwork and camaraderie, almost without fail, is out there.
Yes. Even Joe Rucco, first place guy, every time he saw us, he didn't stop because we were walking, but he would like walk with, how's it going? Like, what are you thinking? Are you good? Like, first place guy, like, incredible.
I love the elites at the Austin Azar, Josh Yore.
Yep.
They're all the elites, almost without exception, are like good people. It seems
We
like.
were in Blockness, and Austin and Josh at this point were like neck and neck running together. And they're like, "Do you guys need help?" And we're like, "No, you guys go.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be here for a while. You
Yeah.
go." But it was like the fact that they're fighting for second place, and the two of them are like, "No, we can get you." They ended up leaving because we were like, "No, really go." But like the fact that they stopped and were willing to help.
Yeah.
Where else are you gonna get your top 3 finishers to stop and just help like the regular people?
Yeah, it's an amazing. It's amazing. You're sharing the course with them. The same. You're competing the exact same obstacles.
Mhm.
They're obviously doing 110, 105 miles. I don't ever.
I
wanna-
saw Austin Azar, I think 3 times on Mutterhorn, and I'm like, so every 2 laps you're running, I'm running 1 lap, and we're meeting here.
That's really funny. The time you had it basically timed exactly.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
What do you think the best? You mentioned the consistency in training. That was kind of your secret for preparing.
Yeah, I was running 4 days a week, long runs on Saturdays.
Is there anything you should have done differently or done better?
More
or-
upper body. I
Upper
think
body.
I kind of like focused too much on the running. Like I had upper body workouts to do, but like if I was tight on time, I'd be like, oh, I'll just go for a run and then just
Sure.
not do that. But
The one thing is that people will help you over obstacles,
Mhm.
but no one's going to carry you.
No.
Like your legs have to move 50 miles.
Mhm.
So it's obviously both. You need both.
yeah, but like my legs don't feel that bad. My
Okay.
feet are what's the worst.
Your feet,
Yes.
not the leg muscles.
No, my feet. Like
Okay.
my toes are blistered. I have like skin flapping off. Like
Okay, that's an easy fix. I mean, I say easy. You figure
Right,
it out,
right.
and then I don't know what you want to be. Everything's going to be sore, but
Mhm.
your feet, they're not muscles. Anyway.
yeah,
I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about.
yeah. I have no idea. We'll figure it out.
Well, awesome. What's next for you?
Nothing. I have nothing on a race schedule, nothing on a race calendar. World's Toughest Mudder was the pinnacle of my races.
Let me tell you what happened to me when I got my 50. I got my 50, and I said, I got my goal. You got your 40. You got your
Yep.
goal.
Yep.
I got my 40 at 50. I said, I never have to run again.
Yep.
And I didn't run, I don't think, for 2 months after.
Really?
And it was, it set me back, physically or training terribly.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, I feel like you might have a temptation to be like, I got my puppy, I'm good.
Yeah. Which was the 50 miles or the podium?
Oh, that's a brilliant question. I podiumed at World's Toughest Mudder. 28.
Yes.
Okay, so I joke about that because it's true. I did get a 3rd place podium.
Yes.
In 2018.
3rd place is still that is incredible.
So 3rd place podium this year got 115 miles.
Yes.
We ran 35.
Wait, really?
Here's the reason we were able to podium is it was 2018. It was the ice year.
Okay.
And the weather was brutal.
Yes.
Brutal. And it knocks teams out. People quit. We didn't quit.
Mhm.
So we didn't run as many miles as a lot of teams. There was a lot of, today especially, but we didn't quit, and we were there. So it counts.
And I think that's like the other biggest takeaway is don't stop. Like we were talking to people on course that were in similar mileage of us, 35 to 40 miles, and they're like, "Oh, I slept for 4 hours." If you didn't sleep for 4 hours, you're a brown bit.
Yeah.
If I sleep, I got 40 miles. I just can't believe people go to bed.
Yeah, dude, that's the question. A lot of people, when you tell people about it at home, they'll be like, "Can you sleep?" But, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But dude,
No.
fast.
No.
I was talking on the live stream. The pit is your enemy. You
Yes.
think it's your friend.
You do.
You're like, "Oh, I can take a break. I've earned a break. I just want to sit for
Yeah.
a minute." You got to get out.
We took a 7 pit, and it was in the moment so good. But then once I stood up, I was like, "Oh, I'm stiff.
Yeah.
I am."
And in a 2-minute pit turns into a 5-minute pit, and sometimes you do a 15-minute pit. And you're like, that was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then you look back at your times later, you're like, oh my gosh,
I told Mike
I spent
that.
2 laps in the pit
Yeah.
basically.
I was like, "Mike, I think our pits were under 10 minutes." He's like, "No." It's like, "Oh, okay."
You
But
can't
yeah.
do math when you're on the race. You can't.
No,
It's impossible.
No. Well, and during the race, people were talking about kilometers, and she's like, "We could do the math on that." I'm like, "I don't even know. We can't. Just keep it what it is."
That's funny. Did you have a favorite obstacle?
Yes. Rain Man.
Okay.
There was something just so nice, which is like a cage crawl.
Sure.
You just get in, your feet aren't literally you're floating on your back. It's easy.
Yeah.
Your body's lightless.
Clean you off a little
Yep. So nice. It was every time we walked up to it or we were getting close, Ann and I were like, we're almost there. Favorite obstacle time. Let's go.
bit? That's funny.
I wish
you
it
didn't have to
opened
think
earlier.
about it.
Nope.
Cooled you off too.
Yeah.
That
It was
was-
so nice. It was so I know Fran was right about the weather.
Okay.
There's something about the sun here that just hits so differently. during miles like 2, I think it's 2 and 3, we're just like out in the open field with the sun. It was so hot. Anna and I kept talking about like, oh, like next time it's flat, we'll run. But then the sun was out, and we're like even our sprint lap, we walked the most of it.
Almost no shade.
No.
We looked at the numbers. I think it was 83 degrees Fahrenheit was the high here, and last year they said it got to 90. But that night, this felt hotter than last year.
Yeah.
So
every lap I was sunscreening. Mike was just spraying. I still got my sunburns. Like it was, I don't know. The British sun is different.
We didn't even mention it. You and Mike, your husband, co-host Obstacle Running Adventures.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll be talking about your experiences on the podcast.
He recorded every pit. At one of my pits, I was in the bathroom, and he was out with the microphone. We'll edit it out, but like it is like you want the pit experience, like you will get the pit experience.
Now, Mike did an episode like that in Vegas, I think.
Yes.
And I feel like that's one of your best episodes you've done.
Yeah.
So I'll look forward to. I don't know. We'll talk about it on the OCR report when that episode is, but I'll look forward to hearing that.
Yeah. No. He would literally hand me the microphone, and I would just somebody would be feeding me, and I would just be like, I don't even know what I was saying. I was just spewing things.
Yeah.
So I'll have to listen to it before he posts it.
Especially toward the end of the race, you're just like, I'm just trying to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep.
That's kind of a sneaky trick
Yep.
to record
And I'm like
you.
genuinely like positive. I don't curse a lot. I know by the end of it, there are probably like F-bombs and me just being like,
Little sailor, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. Obstacle Running Adventures is the podcast. You can find it on YouTube.
all podcast players.
All podcast players, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Follow us on Instagram. He took a lot of videos of me during the last not anymore, but 24 hours ago.
Any more advice for first timers?
Sign up. Do you have a discount code this year?
Not yet. We'll get one.
Okay, I will say your discount code, how you told me it was expiring in 24 hours.
Yeah.
I signed up without Mike even knowing. He was still in Florida for last year's World Stuff is Mutter event. He came home. I told him nothing. Picked him up at the airport. Still didn't tell him. Came home and I like made little friendship bracelets that said like pit crew and media and like put them in a box and like
Taylor Swift-esque.
Yeah, very Taylor Swifty, and gave it to him and had him unwrap it. And he's like, who's doing it? I'm like, me. I signed up. He's like, no, you did not. And then I showed him like the receipt they send you, and I was like, yep, Katelyn Ritter, World
Committed.
Stuff is Mutter.
When did the bet come into play?
I don't know. At first, it was just my last name, and I was like, I need to up the ante. Like,
Something in this for me.
yes,
How was Mike as pit crew?
he's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Except he wasn't there once. He showed up eventually, but Nikki knew what I needed, and I always say her last, Chris Roglowski.
Roglowski?
Yes, she was there actually when I wasn't there. She's like, it's okay, Mike's going to be right back. Like, don't you worry, we've got what you need. And I was like, okay, like,
Chris, obviously World Stuff is Mutter legend.
yes.
Nikki Perry, also Tough Mudder community
Yes.
legend.
Yes.
You had quite the crew around you.
I could not believe it. And was like, come to my pit. Like, she had a prime pit spot. I was like, okay, here. And then people would just come in and take care of me and
Yeah.
whatever I need, feed me mashed potatoes. I didn't even have to like use my hands to eat.
What if Mike wants to run next year? Would you do a team?
I always joked that if World Stuff is Mutter fell on our anniversary, we could do like an anniversary like team
Sure.
together.
In November when it
in
was.
November,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to run with him.
You and I don't know if we've talked about this on air, but I've said a few times, I don't think it's a great idea for loved ones to pit for each other. You and Mike are kind of bringing me around on that. I might be wrong. And I've said it for years.
Yep, you have said it for years.
I might be wrong.
I remember his first World Stuff is Mutter. We listened to when you hosted World Stuff is Podcast. We listened to a whole episode. And I was like, is this a mistake? Like, should I not go be your pit? 50 miles, 55 miles, 40 miles. I think if it's somebody that's not going to be like, oh, my poor baby, like, you need to know that the person's going to give you tough love.
Sure.
And, like, before the event, democracy, during the event, I had no say in anything. Like, I wanted water. He's like, no, you need electrolytes. You're drinking Tailwind. I'm like, no. He's like, this is the only beverage I'm giving you. And I was like, okay.
Was he right?
Yeah.
That's great.
That makes it even worse.
Every once in a while they're right, huh?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. And then the rest of the year, you're like, that one time.
Yeah. Well, I told him, I was like, man, you're just waiting on me hand and foot. I need to run 40 miles more often.
Next Saturday.
Yes. I'll see you there.
Oh, man. Katelyn, any last thoughts before we go?
No, I'm excited to go to the bar crawl and see some more people in the community, see what my toes look like.
Katelyn Ritter, We are so proud of. We had nothing to do with it, but we
No,
were just so
you
happy
guys-
for you.
Our little group chat kept me motivated.
Super sweet.
So
Super
thank
sweet.
you.
All right, Katelyn Ritter, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, Katelyn. We're still recording, but
Oh,
we
it's
can
still-
say goodbye. All right, I think it's still live. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna find someone else to talk about.
Perfect.
But you did
Have
great.
fun.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Check A, can you hear me? I'm going to try to turn this up a little bit. How's that sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let me adjust this just a touch.
Sinuses bother me.
Yeah, it's the weird, I don't know, the dust or whatever it is.
Yeah, dry. I had a nosebleed once yesterday on course.
Oh, wow. Well, Corey Edwards, thank you so much for meeting me over here.
No problem.
Last year we had, during the same time of day, we had a conversation on what we thought was on air, and it ended up, there was something going on my side that I didn't even notice, but now we're looking at the screen, we can tell we're live.
Oh.
So dude, 75 years, 2 years in a row now, right?
Yep, 75 miles, 2 years in a row.
What did you do before that?
So very first time I did World's Toughest in 2021. I got 50 miles. I'd hurt my foot towards the end, ended up walking a lot of it. Second year was Atmore. I got 65 there. Had to stop several times because of the cold. And then third year, Texas, I got 60. We had the huge long penalties there that year. I don't know if you remember. I ended up getting over 70 miles on my watch, but it's only 60 counted.
10 extra miles. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And then last year 75, and this year 75. So fifth year in a row.
You said you still had a good chunk of time to go out on a, or pretty much walking your last lap.
Yeah, last lap I was pretty much done. When I came in, I still had. I think it was like 15 minutes before the start shoot closed, but I was just done when I hit 75.
You were satisfied.
Yeah, I was satisfied. So
and it had gotten hot again. That was definitely a hot part of the day.
Yeah,
just like the start.
Yeah.
When did you feel like you cooled off on Saturday? When did it start to get nice again?
Yeah. You know, the heat, I mean, it was bothering me a little bit, but like where I'm from in Ohio, it's been mid-90s and super humid. Like you're in Texas, you know what the heat's like. So, I mean, it was a factor, but not crazy to me. So
it's still a factor to me, even living in Texas.
Okay, well, but definitely as the sun went down, started to go down and the wind was blowing, like I didn't put anything on. A lot of people were putting windbreakers and even some neoprene tops, but I never put anything on the whole night. I felt good.
Yeah, I didn't expect guys like you to need to, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, coming out of Block Ness, there was a few obstacles where in that part of the course where the wind was going across, when I'd come out of Block Ness, it was cold. But as long as I was moving, I felt good.
Okay, so it was chilly in sections.
Yes,
but not
definitely.
bad enough. And I imagine you got warm in sections too, even that late at night.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there was sections like over here by the start line and everything. It was warm the whole way. But on that backside over there, coming out some of the obstacles, there was like a crosswind.
And from the start, you went up into the woods. There was kind of a little road you follow up to the
Twinkle
balance.
Toes. Yep.
And then after that, you're kind of in like a little trail for a little bit.
Yep.
Was that warm in there?
Yeah, it was warm in that trail, and then we came around there by Pyramid Scheme. It wasn't bad at all over there.
What was that distance to the first obstacle? Or not the first obstacle,
To
but
Twinkle
first.
Toes?
Well, where was the first water? The first water was Rat Frost, right? You got to step in the water at Pyramid Scheme.
Yep.
For a second. Did you ever lay down in it? Was it ever?
Yes, I did. In the beginning, trying to figure out how to come out of the pipe, it was nothing like Shawshank last year. But trying to come out of the pipe, I did fall like head first into the ice water a couple of times before I figured it out.
It was only like 2 feet deep.
Yeah,
right?
it was super deep. It was super shallow, and you couldn't tell the first time you come to it. You're like, oh my gosh, how deep is this going to be? I thought we were going to completely, like, you wouldn't even be able to stand up or something. But you fell in, and it's like 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's
what I mean?
Rat Frost, is it?
Rat
you're talking
Frost,
about, coming
yeah.
out of the tube.
Yep.
But the trench right in front of Pyramid Scheme, did you ever lay down in it
No.
to get cooled down?
No.
No?
It wasn't even a foot deep.
Right.
It was.
But
nothing.
you never felt so hot
No.
that you needed it at that point?
No.
Well, that's good.
No.
Even during the day. I
No.
would have been in it probably every time, to be honest.
No.
So how did the water feel? I actually never got in the water myself.
So it was weird because, like Cage Crawl, the water was warm, but over on Block Nest, the water was ice cold. I don't know why. I would have thought that pit of water would have been.
Block Nest was actually in a dug pit.
Okay.
Whereas Cage Crawl was Rain Man.
It was
up
up
on the
off-
ground.
yeah.
It was in tarp that was surrounded by hay bales.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it makes you wonder where they got the water from. I know we did see a pipe coming out of that creek that you cross for motor floating.
Yeah.
So,
that water was cold.
Okay, so
motor floating was cold.
That's where the Block Nest water came from.
Oh, is that okay? Well, that makes sense then.
How about Firefly? Was that water about the same?
It was about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder where they got the water for Rain Man then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it was a lot warmer.
Huh.
I was kind of glad because they had that, it was pretty close on Cage Crawl.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they filled it up.
Yeah.
And they refilled it at
I
one
know,
point,
that's
too.
what one of the girls said. Oh, we just filled this back up. I'm like, oh, great. You know?
Well, how intense was it? Did you feel like you could still get a breath?
Yeah, I looked at it. I could look back in there to see because they were spraying that water. There was a pipe through there. So I kind of looked at it before I took off to try to not, like, land that right in my face. You know, you still got a little bit of it, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like somebody blasting a hose right in your face. You know what I mean?
I was hoping when they said Rain Man that it was going to be, like, spraying over the whole thing.
Yeah, like a shower coming from the side or something. Yeah.
Maybe next year.
I was worried it was going to be that brain freeze. Is what I was worried.
Oh God, that
would be brutal.
You would probably want to bring at least a neoprene cap with you.
Exactly for me, especially as bald guys.
Yeah.
You need that's like my worst part. You know, if my head's warm, I'm okay. But
well, how you feeling today? You said you're a little stiff, but not too bad.
Yeah, pretty stiff. Sore on my feet and legs, but I'm not swollen like I thought I would be. So I'm pretty happy.
How about knees and stuff? Because you wore, what'd you wear? Did you wear shorts or pants? I can't remember.
Just compression shorts.
Shorts. So were your knees, anything bother you crawling wise?
No, I mean, I got a few marks on me, but I think from Kiss of Mud. And then when Mud Mile first opened, I was one of the first people there. And they were, Carlo and them was there when I was trying to get up. It was horrible in the beginning. After a few hours, though, it got beat down to where we could get over it. But,
yeah.
Man,
Did you have anybody with you?
I jumped in, and then like three people came, a few like maybe 30 seconds after me, and we helped each other. But it took a long time. That first time.
Yeah, crazy.
I'd say at least five minutes, at least, maybe longer. So,
well, what's plan going forward?
I'm not sure. Some people was trying to talk me into doing Colorado Toughest. So,
and that's coming up in late September.
Yeah. But I really want to go to West Virginia to Spartan Trifecta. So
nice.
You know, they're moving up from Greece to West Virginia this year, and that's one of the best U.S. courses in Spartan. I feel like. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things about it, though. Yeah,
it's a mix of everything. So
cool.
Yes.
Right on. Coming back here next year.
Plan to. They kind of let that leak last night, so I thought maybe it was a joke. I thought maybe they'll send that stuff out. I'm like, oh, this is a trap. But I guess it's next 2 years. So
yeah. Well, I love what Giles said about how the team can really improve. Like the team that builds the event knows
the ground and
the
everything.
nuances now.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
be able to make it even better.
Yeah.
Because Vegas, like they had 4 years there, so they had all the time to learn and do all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought they did a great job. I mean, there's a few little things, but I don't have any complaints.
All right, which obstacle was the most enjoyable that you looked forward to the most, and which one did you use your bands on?
So I love Block Ness. Block Ness over here is way different though than the U.S. But it seemed like for me running, jumping in that water, maybe it's just slowing down, getting in that cooler water. That was my favorite. And then most unenjoyable that I used my bands on was the Lucifer's luggage.
Oh yeah,
carrying that sandbag up the hill under the net. It was such a time suck and just took so much energy. So I was using my bands on that.
When you used your band, did you be able to cut that loop off?
Yes. Yes.
See, I remember that in Laughlin too. I'm not sure how you're not only cutting off, but you're cutting off mileage too.
Right.
I
But
feel like you should still have to do the loop.
yeah, but you got to think Giles threw in Kill a Gorilla
That's
that we
true.
didn't know about,
Yeah.
and that added a lot of mileage.
Yeah.
I mean, I had over 2 feet of vert for I had 79 miles on my almost 80 miles on my
Oh
watch.
man, wow.
So
Did you do any penalties?
yeah, a few. After doing monkey a couple times, that reach from the
That
twister
last-
bar
Oh yeah,
to up to the
pull up.
pipe. Yeah, after being gassed for a few times, that was yeah, I couldn't do it. And then their wheel doesn't spin. That
is very
like put some WD-40 on that wheel or something, you know. Thing was. It's like you're trying to move it around, you know. I saw you doing the practice.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Felt like you're trying to open up a pipe.
Yeah, because I feel like the ones in the U.S. spin like
they do
crazy fast.
Mhm.
Like you got to be ready when you grab that thing because
Yeah.
you're gonna fly around. This one it wouldn't move.
The big one spun okay.
Yeah, the big one spun.
But the little one,
Yeah, the
and
little
the
one.
top one.
Yeah, I'm just like, what in the world? But I'm glad you put out that video, so I kind of knew that it
Got a
was
heads
going
up.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I was surprised when I got up there. I'm like, this thing ain't turning. But this is all good.
Well,
Yeah.
cool, man. Anything you want to share outside of all that?
No, I just appreciate everybody. I know a lot of people like you guys put a lot of time into all this, and it's just one of my favorite things. It's the best time of the year, you know. So it came on us quick, being from November
It
last
did.
year till only 6 months. So it's going to be weird to not being in
Right.
at the
Yeah,
end of
we
the
get
year.
another
but
year again.
I know, yeah. So, but
Yeah. And this is they said a particularly warm weekend for them, right? So
yeah.
Next year you still never know.
I know that's the thing. You know, you pack wetsuits and neoprene jackets and neoprene hats and all this stuff, you know, and I didn't use a thing this
Mhm.
year, but come back next year, it might be subarctic. Who knows what, right?
Yeah.
Might need it all.
And it's crazy because even in November we had Alabama that was cold, then
Right.
Florida that was hot,
Right.
And it's roughly the same. They're both in the South.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Never know, yeah.
Well, Corey, thanks for talking to me. Well done out there.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Good to see you, dude.
Good seeing you too, man. Take care.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can stop Okay. You want to get to sit down? Yeah. Sit down. Corey, over here, last time, I'm taller than me.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, he has more facial fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Perry,
Yeah,
nice to see you.
It is. Yes.
How well did you do out there this weekend? I didn't find out. I didn't see.
60 miles.
60?
Yeah.
What's typical for you? Because you've done a lot of these.
Yeah. So I've got 3 silver bibs over the years, and then some 50s.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'm usually in the 60, 65, 70, 75. You never know. So as you're going, it's like, I got 75. It's like, all right, going down to 70. Oh, I'm going to 65. What's going on here? So
here we can flip this one over.
Oh, look at this. I'm doing
There you go.
Gymnastics. Yeah.
Well, how many have you run?
Worlds?
Yeah.
This is okay. So if you count the virtual, which I did, I got 100 miles in the virtual, right? So
Oh, wow.
that's
Okay.
count for something,
Heck
right?
yeah, it does.
Yeah. So this would be my 14th. So I didn't do 2011 because I wasn't born yet. So I was just, so yeah. So 2012, and I did that first Worlds, cold, miserable. You couldn't feel your fingers, but I knew that's me. So, that moment's this is what I'm gonna just do. I just loved it from that moment on, and I was like, Giles could have said, "We're going to Jupiter next year." All right, give me a spaceship. Here we go.
Right.
Yeah, put it anywhere on the planet. I'm going. So.
Did you paint your head that first year? Or did you pick that up later?
Just under the eyes, because it was November. You didn't need it's sunscreen. That was the purpose of it. 'Cause, one of the first mutters they did, we all dressed up. Well, a tribute to Scotland. William Wallace. We're from a town named Wallaceburg. We're named after William Wallace from Braveheart. So our team dressed up and we painted our heads. So throughout the race, it was hot and sunny. And then when I took the paint off, I had to sunburn everywhere in my head except where the paint was. So there's my sunscreen solution that it won't wear off.
So it is actual paint, but it's not you.
It's clown makeup, actually.
But it does have a sun blocking factor.
It doesn't
to it.
advertise it on the thing, but it works.
That's
'cause
fantastic.
I come away without any sun, except where I'm going under the mop heads at Cage Crawl, takes paint off. The cargo nets, the Devil's Beard takes the paint off. So I do have the odd.
You reapply ever? Or
No.
Just
That's
let it
my
go?
war look and make it look like I'm tougher.
Yeah,
So my face is mangled by the end of the race. Yeah.
So 60 miles. What got 60 miles for you this year and not 75?
Okay, well, so this year has been rough on me. I started the year with an Achilles issue. End of December last year, I heard it, and then of course I don't rest it, because why would you do that? So it got to the point where I had to, so I had to take 7 weeks of no running. Might as well institutionalize me. So that was rough. So I had a late start. I did the Boston Marathon was 2 weeks after I started running again. I wasn't in shape. Then I did another marathon 12 days later, still wasn't in shape, and then Philly is like, oh, can I do trails? So I did Infinity there, just cautiously walking. And it's like, yeah, I can do trails. Hill's all right. And then Michigan Infinity was 2 weeks ago. And it's like, oh, let's try a little jog. Yeah, this is all right. So everything's been kind of building up here. And I never really pushed myself hard for 6 months since Worlds. So I didn't know where the wall was.
You didn't have your normal training.
Yeah, well, it's in June, so in November.
Yeah.
So I didn't have my regular build. Plus the injury took it away. So I didn't have my regular cardio, or you can take for granted. I can run for 24 hours. Of course I can run for 24 hours. I do it all the time. So after 50 miles, I went out and like, well, I'm good. And then I had to do the walls solo. And that just drained me. So whatever had storage I had built up just went down the tube. And I just, I'll walk it off. I'll be okay. And no, I couldn't walk for the rest. So my 70 went to 65, went down to, no, it's 60. So
Yeah, that is interesting, because you have this kind of year over year build up physically and mentally, because you know what it's like.
Yeah.
But it is a physical thing. So when you coming off, you kind of reset a little bit, not back to zero per se.
Yeah.
And when you get your time to actually train, you'll get back there.
Yeah. So
back here next.
Absolutely, and the year after. Yeah, it doesn't matter where in the world. This is. I said all this is the best 24 hours of the year. Like, I don't care if we're crawling or whatever and bleeding and stuff. It just the people here. Like, I just love hanging around these people and running with people and just getting to know their stories. Like, what brought you to this point, right? What have you overcome and stuff like. People want to know about me. It's like, no, I don't. There's nothing to me. It's like you. Like, what? Why are you here and stuff? So, I just love the fact that everything. Like a Tough Mudder obstacle, you can't do it by yourself. You rely on somebody else. So it's just that bond that you make with someone. And my best friends I have met on course over the years, just because I couldn't have done Atlanta Mud Mile with the toughest. There's always that starting point. It's
and tonight this will be going to the bar crawl. So for those that are watching, if you haven't been, like, it's not just on course; it's after it continues.
Oh yeah, it continues. Yes, it's not just a 20. It's a pre-game and then a post-game and stuff, and then I'm gonna keep reminiscing for all these crazy things. So
what'd you think about the English breakfast here this morning?
Oh yeah, just load me up big. The point, like I'm talking and talking. It's like I'm just putting the food in my face, not even looking. What is this brown black thing? What is that thing? I don't know. I ate it. Just, don't ask me what it tastes like. It just.
Did you find out what it was?
No.
No?
What was that?
I'm pretty sure it's blood pudding.
Blood pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what blood pudding is made. I don't know how, like, is it just blood? Like what?
It
I don't know.
has blood.
The makeup, right? Is
like
it?
I heard someone on that pyramid scheme obstacle cut their head. Did they like price them off, fry it up?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like actual. I don't know the details behind it, but I know it's blood pudding.
Okay.
And I've had blood pudding before, and that was some of the best blood pudding I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was delicious.
Okay.
Sausage was spot on as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to go wrong with bacon, right?
Well, I mean, it is English bacon.
Yeah.
It was different.
So we have Canadian bacon back at home too. So it's just
Is that more similar to this?
It's like female bacon. I don't know if that's a thing. So yeah. Anyway, we're talking about bacon, and I got flies zooming in my head. That must be I'm decaying or rotting or something. It's
yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Cool.
Any particular moments on course that really stand out to you?
Last night or 2 nights ago or a week ago, whenever we ran it, particular moments. Oh, well, just small things like again, I wouldn't say ego, pride, because I don't care. I have my personal goals, and yeah, maybe I didn't achieve it, but just the fact that I survived was great. But so there's always sub goals that you can set. Say certain obstacles to God every time. Like, all right, I could use a band here, but no, I want to prove that I still got it late in the day, and I can still do this obstacle. So that's good mental preparation, like that floating walls thing. I don't know what the name of it was with hanging tough.
Swings both ways.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I want to keep on doing that thing and stuff. So it's just you build on the little successes and say, I can do this. And so
yeah, I know when Austin came through that on the last lap, I don't think he realized it was closed, and he saw that.
Oh, they closed that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was one of the last ones to close. And he's like, "Oh, I like that one."
Yeah. Well, he's got those long arms. He can get on the
doorknob
and hit the bell.
Like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to share?
No. Just it's great seeing so many people do well. Have the bad years to make the good years seem that much better, right? Like I've been on the podium before, but I was just touched to see the other people on the podium. Like I'm proposed to as whatever. Like I've been on that podium before. Would have a good race. What happens if I bumped them?
Right.
He might not be getting married now. So my sacrifice of not getting on the podium was his happiness of the life.
Awesome. Yeah. Joe, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
Out here.
Yes.
All right.
We'll do it again next
See
year.
you at the bar crawl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wherever it is. Right.
All right, we're going to call the show here. We got to cut our power. So thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next year.
You have to pack up my stuff?